Hey everybody. Good evening. Good evening, charmed girl. I am back. I'm back for the third time today. And this time I'm back with some interesting stuff. I'm sure that you have all heard, and if you haven't heard, Chad Daybell has been arrested, officially arrested. I'm going to let a few people join, and then I am going to show what I have. And I'm going to ask everybody ahead of time, you can please be kind to one another. I would greatly appreciate that. Hello, Jason. Hello, everybody. Hello to my members. The members floating around in green, those are members of J is for Justice. If you are interested in becoming a member, the mods can put that link right up in chat. Hey, G Maria, and hey, Jenny. Mixie Mac. Lauren, Open Minds. How are you guys? Goldie Khan. Goldie Khan. You've been around for a long time, girl. So we do have, I wanted to let you guys know that we do have a press conference coming up in less than an hour that I will be streaming for you. But in the meantime, I wanted to show you some of the things that have been brought to me, things that I have discovered since we last went live. So the latest is that the Rexburg PD, and I'm going to show you where I'm getting this from. This is from Justin Lum, who was a little bit quiet earlier, but now he is on it yet again. So let's go to Justin's post here. I want to show you guys. If anything happens, I know you guys will let me know. I hope everybody is doing well this evening. We had a pretty busy day with Chad Daybell's house. It started out that his house was being searched, and that's how we started this day today, was with his house being searched. And then while we were live, kind of digging into that information, then we got word from Tylee's aunt, Annie. Annie Cushing is Tylee's aunt. We got word that there were human remains found. She got a call from the victim's advocate, and she quickly shared that on Facebook in a group about this case, a group that she's been very active in. So, you know, it makes sense why she would share it there. She's shared a lot of personal thoughts in this group. And if you guys want to join this group, it's a great informative group with a lot of great opinions. One of my moderators actually runs this group, and if you guys want to throw up that link, that would be great. So we have Justin Lum from Fox 10 saying that Rexburg PD will hold a press conference tonight at 7:30 on arrest of Chad Daybell and discovery of unidentified human remains. So we're going to get some more information on the remains that were found. And then I've got some other stuff to show you guys. Just bear with me here. All right. One second. Wonder what's going to happen to his website. I did want to let you guys know too that Lori's sister Summer has deactivated her Facebook. Her Facebook is donezo. It's gone. So take that for what it's worth. I was just looking to see if maybe we had a new mugshot of this doofus, and you won't believe what I found, you guys. Look at this. I mean, if this isn't a sight for sore eyes, and a face only a mother could love, you tell me. I just literally just came across this, but I couldn't unsee it, so I had to show you guys, because once I seen that, I can't unsee it. I just can't. Thank you, RN Student Forensics. Thank you so much. I really, really, really appreciate you. I'm going to slow down chat a little bit here. Like it's going a little cray. Hold on, mods. I got you. I got you. Oh, mode. All right. Everybody, please be kind to one another. All I ask. Yeah, so that must be him in high school. I am ready for the new mugshot as well. Really am. Yeah, he's a doofus. He really is. I mean, that's a great way to put it. Hi, Gwen T. Yeah, I don't see a new mugshot for him. I do see a lot of I don't know. I don't know what you'd call it. He's a doofus. I mean, that picture right there says it all. So yeah, we're waiting for this press conference, and I think it's about half an hour, a little over a half an hour away now. But I did want to talk about the latest with his arrest. So what I'm hearing is that he has been charged with a felony, but they're not stating what felony. And I'm sure we may hear this at the press conference. But I did get information that he has been charged with a felony. You know, when you log into the county site, that it just says a different charge, but I do have confirmation that he has been charged with a felony, and there is no bond for him. No bond. So Chad Daybell better get comfy where he's at. Someone called him a canned ham face. Hey, Jason, I've been good. He looks like the guy from Dumb and Dumber. He kind of does. He just needs that bowl haircut. Yeah, tampering with evidence is what he was held on. I think that's what they, were holding him on so that they could keep him there. But I did get word that he has been charged with a felony, and hopefully we'll find out exactly what that is. And, I'm wondering, is that going to be the murder of his wife? Is that going to be the murder of the kids? Or whoever is buried in his yard? I mean, these people were dumb enough to bury bodies on their own property? Oh, thanks. Thanks, Jason. Destruction and concealment of evidence is the charge. Tina says, I hope they both got their freak on in Hawaii, because it may be a while. Well, it may be a while for Chad with a female, but they may like him in prison. Oh my gosh, Charmed Girl, thank you. She said, I rarely chat, but I've been a sub for 1.5 years. Wow. Love your content and your kindness. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you spoke up tonight. Thanks so much. Yes, Chad was a gravedigger. That was his job. But I totally think that Tammy's results came back, because we knew it was the results of her autopsy were supposed to be back this week. So I kind of was thinking earlier, and this is just totally my theory, and I was thinking that maybe those results came back in, and maybe they called Chad and told him they wanted to talk to him and go over, you know, the findings of the autopsy or whatnot, and asked him to come down to the police station. This is just my theory. So I'm thinking, because I'm wondering where he was coming back from this morning. So if he went to the police station and they were like, oh, you know, here's Tammy's, whatever they told him, he could have been on his way back. And they could have been searching while he was gone. Hi, Melissa. Melissa's awake. All right, I've got some pictures that I want to share too. The charge. Hold on. I'm going to read it verbatim. So give me 2 seconds here. And then I have some photos I want to share. I got to get rid of that picture. He is just much. Ooh, booked into jail. I love it. I love it. Chad Daybell was booked into the Fremont County Jail at 5:21 p.m. According to online records. He was arrested for destruction or concealment of evidence. Mark Means, Daybell's attorney, so he has that same attorney as Lori. And we all know how that went in that last hearing with Mark Means. He declined to comment on the arrest. East Idaho News has requested Daybell's mugshot from the Fremont County Sheriff's Office. We will post additional details as we learn more. So that's pretty much where we're at. So the charge is destruction or concealment of evidence, which would be obviously the bodies that are in his yard. Sick. Oh, Janice, thank you. So we're not sure who, you know, gave them this information that these bodies were there. I know there's been some rumor on social media that it was Lori. That has not been confirmed, you guys. That is not. No one has said anything about who gave this tip. So don't believe everything you read and hear. How sick in the head do you have to be to do the things this couple did? How did none of their family or friends not see them spiraling out of control? They will have their own trial, so conflict of same attorney, according to Crime Talk. Oh, that's interesting. So just like the case I'm in the middle of making videos on right now, which is the Heather Elvis case, the husband and wife that were charged with her kidnapping also had separate trials. Could be human remains from years ago, Brenda says, but whose remains would be in Chad Daybell's yard? I mean, we have 2 missing children. We have remains found. Hi, Miss Murder. We have remains found in his yard. I mean, it doesn't take like a rocket scientist to put it together. It's awful, but I mean, that's the most obvious thing right now. Well, yeah, I guess if they can't have the same attorney, then one of them's going to have to give up this Mark Means. But I think that, if I'm not mistaken, Chad was paying for that attorney for Lori. So who knows? I feel bad for his children too. Absolutely. Let's pull up these photos. Kidding me? Let's pull up these photos. These are all new. I haven't seen these all up at once, and then we'll go through them. And if you guys don't mind just hanging out with me until we have this press conference, I'll stick around if you guys are going to stick around. How about that? Okay, so these are more photos of, let me just pull up one at a time here. Okay. Here's the first one. Oh God, his mug, I cannot. Okay. This is the area where they were digging before they brought the bulldozers in, backhoes. They brought the backhoes in. Then we have this photo. And that really to me looks like a bonfire pit. And if you see, they have it taped off around the bonfire pit. They have it divided off into sections. Sorry about that, guys. Got a house full of people and they don't know how to be quiet sometimes. Anyways, yeah, they have it sectioned off there around that bonfire pit. And this is the first time I'm really seeing that it really truly is a fire pit. Kathy, thank you so much. You know, I really appreciate all of you guys, man. This has been a crazy day that we have all waited for. The crazy day we've all waited for. Yeah, that is a very clear picture, and it really shows that that is in fact a fire pit. See, I just want to catch up on that. Cadaver dog. Yes, they had dogs out there today as well. Yeah. We do have a lovely crowd, Brenda. And I'm so glad that you're part of it. Someone said, does that look like a body under that tarp? You know, we went over this earlier, that there was two things that were, hold on, crazy sexy hair. What's the matter? She said, is there a mod that can help me, please? Can someone help her with whatever she's needing help with? Wawa, found you on Crime Talk. Great job today. Thank you. I love Crime Talk. Crime Talk is one of my go-to channels that I go to for reliable, no drama, and awesome insight from Scott. I love his channel. Mortimer James, yes, there is a second press conference scheduled, you guys. If you guys want to hang out with me, we've got about 1,000 people here right now. So if you guys want to share this out on your social media, as soon as that press conference goes live, we will be going live to get an update. Crazy Sexy Hair says, I paid for a membership 17 days ago, but it's not working. We can look into that after the live stream. I can't look at it while I'm live. Oh my God, I'm going to marry Scott. Mark my words. Gwen T, who's Scott? Go grab yourself a glass of wine, Jay. You know what? I just might do that. I promise I won't chew ice. Gray Walls, one of the mediums or tarot readers, can't remember which one on YouTube, says the bodies were around one of their homes. Wow. Gray, if you remember. Bad man, go ahead and hide him. Tequila for this. Yeah, I'll check it out. I made a note here to easy sec. I'll look in my membership and see what's going on. And if you have an email, if you could put that in chat, because if there's any problem, I'll email you about this, okay? So if you could put your email in chat, and then one of my moderators will grab that email and give it to me. 20 toes. I haven't seen 20 toes in ages. I will try to remember and let you know. It was at least 2 or 3 months ago. Okay. Okay, so let's move on to the next photo. All right, now this one. This one shows more detail. You can see where they're digging with the bulldozer. You can also see down at the bottom, there's a tent set up and there's some things surrounding that tent. I'm not sure what those little white things are though. They look like ducks, but I don't think they're ducks. Not sure. Then we have one here, which is a different angle. And you see the red barn over here, like that pole barn. I think that Nate called it a shed earlier. He was live. That red thing is over here on the left-hand corner. And then you can see in proximity to that from this angle, the tent right there where they're digging. And then beyond that is that fire pit and those red taped off sections. And then here's yet another view, and you see there's a lot of action going on the other side of that pond. That see back here. I mean, there's a big broad area that they've been searching. So it looks like there's a second site at the very top here by that emptied pond. And then there's some agents, you know, walking around the pond area. And then you see where they're digging and where all the so-called action of the scene is, right next to that fire pit. And then you have some agents over here in the taped off section. So it's kind of interesting to see like the magnitude of this search. It's pretty broad. I could try to look that up, VP. That's a good question. Is there a video of the first search? A good question. All right, let's move on to the next photo. These are so disturbing because in my heart, I feel like those kids are there, and it honestly just, it makes me ill. I've felt ill ever since this afternoon and when this started breaking. But here's another interesting view here. It shows you they have a table set up. You can see the table. I wish I had a pointer. I don't know how to get a pointer on OBS. I don't know if you even can. But they have a table set up with, you know, obviously stuff there. Then they have the tarp on either side of this area that they're digging. Now this is obviously before they brought in the dozers or the backhoes. And thank you, Christy, for these photos. Crazy. It's crazy to see this action and what's going on. And in this photo, though, you don't see anybody over by the fire pit. But I feel like more agents arrived as the day went on. Like there weren't that many in the first live with Nate. And then when we did the second live, we did the flyover. You know, then there was more agents there. Gwen T, you think so? I don't think he'd let me borrow it. Is Ryan Hines in the house? Hello, Ryan. So, you know, at the very least, I think that I really feel like the children are there, and aw, that's sweet, Janice. They definitely, I agree. VP, was it VP that said that? They knew where to search. Um, they totally, I love that emoji. They totally knew where to search. They got there at 7:30 in the morning and they beelined to where they are in these photos and where they remain for the rest of the day. So somebody's talking. We just don't know who. Now, who could have been witnesses to this? Who knows? Who knows? We know that Chad Daybell is very good at brainwashing people. Not sure, you know, what's going on with his kids since their mother died. I still think that it's crazy that Tammy's autopsy was finalized this week. And now we have this. Now we have this action. It's like that's what they were waiting for. But then we heard earlier that any charges that would be put on Chad Daybell would be pertaining to the children. So I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. It could be all three. It could be anything. I did not hear about Chad's son being arrested. No. Patty, you just found this stream today and you love it. Thank you, Patty, and welcome. Welcome to the J is for Justice fam. So, you know, I'm just thinking, like, did they contact, you know, all the family members, or did they notify all of them? Because we know that they did. The victim's advocate reached out to Tylee's aunt. So we know that Tylee's aunt was contacted and notified that they found human remains. So, Kay Ray, no, you're not late. You're not late, girl. We're waiting for another press conference. I feel like this autopsy has something to do with this. Yes. Rouge Wings. Here, I'm going to give you guys a quick update. So, we don't know who the remains are yet. They found remains on Chad Daybell's property. In the picture, you see part of the search and the dig. I'm pretty sure that they could probably tell from the remains that, you know, that they are children, that they are smaller. You know, JJ would have a smaller bone structure. You know, I mean, they know who they're looking for, and they would be able to tentatively say who it was. I don't know if they're going to say that, but I do feel like they would have an idea. I don't know. I cringe to think about what these poor kids could have went through at the hands of these two evil people. Hi, crazy cat lady. Yes, they're doing another press conference here in about 20 minutes now. So if you guys need to use the restroom, get a drink, get a snack, now is the time to do it. Jenny, what would make Lori's sister shut down her Facebook page? I would say probably unwanted attention. I mean, who can blame her? Who can blame her? Hi, Tamara. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. Oh my gosh, 1,400 people. You guys are amazing. Amazing. K-Ray, that's even better. Get some ice cream. I think I'm going to go grab myself a glass of vino. I'm still waiting for the updated mugshot to be released. Now, Jason said he just heard on Court TV there was two sets of bones, of remains. In Rouge Wings, you know, it's like it'd either be the kids or some strangers we're not aware of, right? And we know we're looking for two people. We've been looking for two people since September. Stephen Bowers, the search warrant was given because of the evidence information that was received while investigating the Tylee and JJ disappearance. Oh, thank you, Macker. Someone popped that cyst on his face. Oh boy, you guys crack me up. Yeah, he's a pretty evil dude. Evil dude. These people are something else. You know, and I wonder what he's been thinking this whole time while he, you know, Lori's sitting in jail. He's been out free during like this whole Corona thing. He's been, you know, coming and going as he pleases, and then bam, today he got just blindsided, I think. And I fully believe that this took place while he was deliberately not at that house. But that's my theory. I really feel like maybe those results came in and they asked him to come in for the autopsy. Maybe not, but I just have this. Hop in on this watch
went
party.
To the spot within hours. You would think that they knew. The little white pieces of paper with the black squares are.
We have a video of Chad's property. I'm going to show you guys right now.
On two sides of the barn. So this side as well as another side. And then there's a pole as well that you can see those papers are on. So, sorry, I'm scrolling through the comments. There's a lot of comments popping up. So Ashley asks, what time is it there right now? It is, let's see, 7:13. So in less than 15 minutes, we're going to have that press conference. We're going to have that press conference here where they are going to release more information, hopefully to explain a little bit more about what it is they found here today. One thing I've noticed is you can see a pile of buckets right there, a pretty big pile of buckets. And then you can see buckets kind of around where they were digging. And I can't quite see if those buckets are full or not. It looks like one, I'm not quite sure, but you can also see that big pile of dirt and then that backhoe, that piece of heavy equipment next to the light pole. So sorry about that. I'm going to be scrolling through some comments here again as, so, yeah, and you can see that tent is pretty far down into the ground. That pile of dirt's pretty big. So they dug pretty deep. They dug pretty deep and they dug in a specific spot. They were out here at 7 in the morning. By 11:30 in the morning, they had Chad Daybell in custody. And by, you know, I forget, it was 2 something this afternoon, they're announcing they have found human remains. So that tells you how quickly things went today. That also probably tells you that they came out here with a purpose and knew where they were going and knew what they were doing. Had to get a search warrant, obviously, which means that they would have had to have some sort of evidence and some pretty strong reason to come out here again. So we've got 2 law enforcement officers walking along the property. It has been pretty quiet here this evening. Obviously, they're not out at that site actively collecting anything. Angela says, is there anyone guarding the crime scene? Yeah, it's definitely pretty roped off. We have law enforcement. Sorry, I'm trying to stay away from the winds, but we have a fire truck here roping things off with some law enforcement. There's also a kind of a ditch, a creek, and a fence, so it really prevents anybody from going any closer. And they're going to have lights on this tonight, so they'll be making sure that, you know, nobody is getting near this. they'll have it on lockdown for sure. Someone said, so dog sniffing dogs, like, I haven't seen dogs out here personally, but I do know earlier there was a huge presence. There was a lot more as far as law enforcement, Rexburg Police, the Fremont County Sheriff's Office, the FBI. So I don't know what all resources they had out here earlier today. Sorry, can you recap the timeline of the case? It's confusing. Keeping track of who is married to who, who's brother or sister. Yeah, no, yes, Ross, it is. It's definitely something that people have to get caught up on. So, yeah, just to recap for you guys. So this is Chad Daybell's property, and Chad Daybell is an author. He met Lori Vallow Daybell, or Lori Vallow, as we understand, in 2018, from what her friends have said. And at that time, they were both married, from our understanding. They potentially, according to what their friends are saying, developed some sort of relationship. Lori Vallow's husband, Charles, was shot and killed in July of 2019 by Lori's brother, Alex Cox. Alex Cox actually died in December. His death has been ruled from natural causes. Interestingly enough, his death was one day apart from when they exhumed Chad's wife's body, Tammy Daybell, in Utah. But Tammy died in October. Her death was also ruled as natural causes at the time, but then her body was exhumed in December once all of this kind of started coming to light. And as far as we know, the autopsy results have not been released. We have not seen those yet. So we don't quite know yet how she died. Then we've got JJ and Tylee, Lori's kids. So JJ is Lori's adopted son. Charles's sister, it's Kay, it's her grandson. So it's a biological relative to Charles, Lori's husband, and they adopted JJ and were raising him. And so it was him and Lori's biological daughter, Tylee. They went missing in September. Tylee is last known to be seen or be alive on September 8th. And pictures of her in Yellowstone National Park. JJ is last known to be alive September 23rd or 24th. The 24th is when Lori pulled him out of school. So they have not been seen since September. Well, fast forward to January, police serve a search warrant on Chad's home here in relation to Tammy Daybell's death. They recover dozens of items that they, take in as book as evidence to go through in her death. And Lori ends up in jail in Idaho in Madison County. Chad, from what we understand, ends up back here at home. We also know that some of his children, his adult children, were living in the home as well. And since then, we've kind of just been waiting. Lori has had some court appearances that we've been keeping track of. There's been court filings from her attorneys and the prosecutor going back and forth, requests for discovery, things like that. But other than that, the investigation has been pretty quiet until today, 7 o'clock this morning, when the Rexburg Police Department, the Fremont County Sheriff's Office, and the FBI Evidence Response Team shows up and starts digging in the yard. And then a woman we talked to who saw Chad Daybell being stopped by police, she said, I think it was around 11:30 a.m. She sees a car driving around, 60 miles an hour down the road. And these are country roads. These are, no sidewalks, things like that. So they're roads that you would drive about, potentially could be driving that fast down. But she sees a car going down the road, 60-something miles an hour, and police are behind. Police are behind the car, and this woman says that there's even a police car that drives up next to this silver car, and eventually the silver car pulls over, and they realize it's Chad Daybell. So she says they turn around and they come back down the street. Sure enough, they drive by, and police are taking Chad into custody about a mile away from his home. So I'm not sure where he was driving to. Obviously, police were trying to pull him over, and he maybe didn't pull over at first. I don't know, from what she was seeing. So that is kind of how things went down this morning with him. And then they took him in for questioning, and then now he is in jail in Fremont County, which is a different county than where Lori is in jail. Lori's in jail in the next county over in Madison County, because Rexburg's in Madison County, and that is where the children are missing from. Fremont County is where Chad's home is, about 10 minutes away in Salem, Idaho. So very close to each other, but in completely different counties. So that is how, that's how we kind of end up with Fremont County, Rexburg Police, Madison County. Alex says, Court TV says remains of 2 bodies. Until, let's see, 9 minutes is when that press conference will be, and I'll end this before that. But at this point, they're just saying remains. And I was actually on Court TV earlier today, and I kind of heard some of what they were saying. You know, there were areas where it seemed like there was 2 tarps in the yard, but at this point, the word remains can mean a lot of things. You know, I don't want to be too gruesome in this, because this involves potentially children who we've been closely following, and it's upsetting to find out what may be going on, but we don't know what remains means. We don't know the condition of these remains, and if 2 tarps in the yard means 2 bodies, or if it means something else. So we're hoping to find out, you know, what it is that they actually found out here today. Let's see, Tara, why is he in jail in the same county? So Chad's in jail in Fremont County because this is where he was taken into custody. This is where the remains were found, at his home in Fremont County. Lori's in jail in Madison County because that's where Rexburg is. And so even though they're super close together, they're just right on the county line from each other. So that's why there's the different counties going on here. Ali asks, any sighting of Chad's kids? I haven't seen Chad's kids. When I was out here in January, they returned home after the search warrant was served. And I knocked on the door. They said, we have no comment. And the house right now it has not been returned to them. So I don't imagine. I do know that one of his children was living in a house. Sorry if that's a little loud here. Was living in a house across the street. I'm not sure if that is still the case, but I do see cars in the driveway of that house and a dog in the yard. But I don't know if they are still living there. I know they were living there in January. Other than that, have not seen any sign of Chad's kids. So yeah, this is just really, really tough situation. You know, for anyone who has been following this for a long time, you know, we've been waiting. There's been a lot of speculation on where the kids are. Are they alive? Are they not? So we'll have to see what it is that they release, but at least the family can have closure if this is the case. I think at this point that is all anybody wants, is for the family members who have been the voice of JJ and Tylee, who have been, you know, at the forefront of this. I think that's all anybody can want, is that this family gets closure, that they can find out what happened to the kids. And hopefully today is one step closer to that. So I'm gonna go because the conference is happening in 6 minutes. We are going to stream the conference. We're going to be streaming it live here on Facebook. We're also cutting in for anyone who lives in the Salt Lake City area. We are going to be cutting into that in our programming, so you can turn to channel 13 and see the press conference live there. So yeah, this is tough. No, this is really tough, honestly. This is something that I've been covering since the beginning, and yeah, we'll have to see what this is, but I can only imagine what the families are feeling today. And I've been thinking of them, communicating with some of them, because this is hard. And this is honestly I'm sure anyone can say this, one of the strangest things. So I don't want to say too much, but this is a hard situation, and I really, really hope that we can find out more at this press conference. So please stay tuned. on our Facebook page, and keep watching there. I will be watching. We'll have updates throughout the night. We are going to have updates in our 9 o'clock show, again, if you can watch Fox 13, and online as well. So we'll keep you guys updated. So thank you for watching, and I'm sorry I tried to get to what questions I was seeing. There was a lot of them popping up. I hope everybody has a good evening and stays safe during COVID. I don't want to say too much, but this is a hard situation, and I really hope that we can find out more at this press conference. So please stay tuned on our Facebook page.
I'm sorry, you guys. I had my mic muted. I'm so sorry. We are going to be streaming that press conference shortly in about 2 minutes. 2 minutes and counting. Stick with me here, guys. Oh boy. I mean, I feel for that reporter. I know it's got to be grueling for them following this, and just it hits home. Here is what Justin Lum posted of Chad Daybell, his intake, all of that. So does anybody know, is it going to be on Facebook? The aunt said one of the bodies was Tylee. I did not see that. All right, you guys. We should be going live here in a second. Here we go. Moments away, news conference on new Daybell developments. So let me bring you this live feed. Hasn't started yet. We hear some chitter chatter. So let's hear what they're saying. Always great to hear laughing and carrying on before something like this, isn't it? All right, they're getting the mics ready. It shouldn't be long now, you guys. And I'm not expecting to get a ton of information from this, because we always get disappointed. But yes, Jay Leal, this is the story of the parents that were in the cult. Okay, so Annie in chat, my moderator, has just spoken with the aunt of Tylee, and she did not say that one of the bodies was Tylee. So let's clear that up. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. I want to listen to this chitter chatter, so I'm gonna shut my mouth and we're gonna just listen until this thing starts. Sabrina, really? Absolutely, Tina. Share away. Share, share, share. They always do this, though. I mean, they're reporters. They're used to this. It's just, I always just kind of cringe. I don't know. But they're just doing their jobs. I mean, I'm not downing them. But I'm going to zip my lip, and I'm going to let you guys listen in.
We're going to try it again. Still doesn't say it still doesn't say I need to start. It says it's connected. Still says MNH2 on. Okay, now I've got the remote control came up, so maybe that's a good sign. Well, I got a roll here, so get it.
How's everybody going? Everybody doing good and ready to go?
I gotta put you down. I gotta shoot this. So.
Go ahead and step forward too. Have you right up on the microphones there. There you go.
Everybody ready to go?
You just need 1 second. Oh, yeah. I did great.
Everybody else is pretty good. Good evening, everybody. We should start off with some introductions. My name is Assistant Chief Gary Hagan from the Gresham Police Department. On my left is Chief Shane Turman from the department and Sheriff Lynn from the Fremont County Sheriff's Office. First, I'd like to start out and thank each and every one of family members, friends, news media outlets, the public, and all the officers here in FAR who helped and dedicated so much time to this case of our missing children's case, Heidi Ryan and Joshua Vallow. I first want to say that we understand that there's going to be a lot of questions. Unfortunately, we're not taking any questions at this time. I want to stress to everybody that this is an active and ongoing case. And as soon as we have more answers. We'll be able to hold another press conference and we'll be able to answer those for you. I just wanted to recap today's events. So today, the Rexburg Police Department, as well as the Fremont County Sheriff's Department and the FBI conducted a search warrant in the 200 block of North 1900 East in Fremont County. It's also the residence of Chad Daybell. That's a Fremont County resident. During the search of the property, investigators discovered what appeared to be unidentified human remains, and an autopsy will be conducted. Shortly after the remains were discovered, Chad Daybell was taken into custody and booked into the Fremont County Jail. There, Mr. Daybell will have his initial hearing tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. at the Fremont County Courthouse in a closed hearing. I will be emailing everybody out, and I'll get a list from everybody that's here as well if they're wanting a copy of Chad's Daybell's booking photo. I'm now going to turn the time over to Sheriff Humphreys to discuss the logistics of the courthouse hearing for tomorrow.
So the hearing tomorrow will be a closed hearing, and what we will do is provide a video feed for those who are interested, which will be on YouTube. I do not have that address as of tonight, but it will be available in the morning, and that will be sent out if you have your contact information so that you can view the hearing at 11 o'clock. This is primarily for security issues, and because of the virus, the courts are still closed down to the public, and this is one way that we can provide a means for you to see what's going on. Thank you.
Again, we just want to thank everybody for coming out. We've needed your help just as much as, as the public. Rob Wood will be discussing those probably tomorrow. So,
would you be able to clarify what he was booked on?
I can't answer that at this time again because I don't know the answer to that. And any other questions that we have, we'll have to save for a later date. So
can we reference what was put on the jail website?
If you'd like to, yes.
So would it be accurate to say it's Fremont County stated that it would be a felony charge with no bond at this point?
I'm not 100% positive on that at this time. So, okay. Thanks for everybody for coming out, and we'll update you, like I said, as soon as we have more answers. So, thank you.
So learning tonight from this news conference that Chad Daybell has been booked into the Fremont County Jail on unknown charges. I'm going to be blunt with you right now. This is a little bit disappointing for those of us in the media and for those of you at home. When we heard word that there was going to be a news conference, we of course expected there to be a lot more information than what has previously been reported. But right now, as that local law enforcement officer said there in Rexburg, there are still so many more answers than there are questions. But that law enforcement official not even telling us yet, not able to say what those charges were. But again, local authorities searching the property of Chad Daybell shortly thereafter saying that they did find human remains. Our Misty Inglet is there at that news conference live for us. She has been following this case really since the beginning, since these two children were reported missing back in September. Misty, the question's still remaining. What happened to these children? And still no answers tonight. We were so hoping for that.
Yeah, still not a lot of answers here. Just a super quick recap here. We are going to jump over here and meet with law enforcement in just a second as well, but just a quick recap of what we heard. They mainly just caught us up on the day that they served that search warrant at Chad's house and that he has since been booked into the Fremont County Jail. No details on what those charges are, what he's been booked on at this point. He will be in court at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning, and that will be a closed hearing. They're going to stream that live on YouTube so that we are able to see that. That's mainly because of the virus. Again, not a lot of details, just mostly a recap from the day and still waiting for more details from law enforcement. We're going to jump over here and try and get some more details. So for now, Kim, I'm going to send it back to you.
Certainly understand that, Misty. And again, some of this backstory, the children's mother, Lori Vallow Daybell, and Chad Daybell refused to cooperate with police regarding the whereabouts of her two children, 7-year-old Joshua J.J. Vallow, who would now be 8 years old, and 17-year-old Tylee Ryan. Again, they have not been seen since last September. We should point out those remains that were found today, they have not yet been identified. We have not been told if they were the remains of an adult or children, if there were more than one set of remains, but we did learn tonight that there will be an autopsy conducted on those remains. You're looking at aerials, or you were there, courtesy of East Idaho News, and you'll notice two blue squares in that property of Chad Daybell, and those are blue tarps. And what we have been able to kind of observe in the newsroom is that there are just two specific areas where it looks like authorities searched today. They were not searching several areas of the property. It's as if they went straight to perhaps where those remains were maybe located, as if, again, this is speculation and not confirmed, as if maybe someone told them exactly maybe where to find those human remains. The developments that happened today were also very quick. We no sooner learned of the search warrant and found and saw these law enforcement officers searching the home, but then it was just hours later that they confirmed, yes, in fact, they were human remains. Normally, police procedures take much longer, and we have to wait quite a bit of a while for authorities to say, yes, they were human remains, which makes you think they found something very significant. And then again, we learned around 6:30 tonight that Chad Daybell was booked into the Fremont County Jail. Again, we do not know yet what charges. As Misty Inglet said, she is talking directly with law enforcement. Hopefully, she'll be learning more. We'll have that for you tonight on the news at 10. For now, I'm Kim Fields for KTVB. Back to our regular programming.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, what a disappointment. I really wasn't expecting to hear too much. But to clear up any misconceptions here, there are charges against Chad. They're not speaking of them, but there are charges. So he was charged with concealing and destruction of evidence. Concealing or destruction of evidence. That we know because you can look online. And it has also been reported that he was charged also with a felony. Now, maybe it's not official. Maybe this is going to happen at this hearing. But I'm telling you, he's got more charges than what you see online coming to him. I guarantee it. Oh, it does say felony now. They updated it. Tamara, does it say anything else? Or did they just update it with a felony? So tomorrow at 11 a.m., let's all reconvene here. I will go live. We will talk about it. We will, we'll get the news as it comes in. It is going to be a closed hearing, but we will go live and we will talk about it. So I know some of you said that you weren't getting the notifications. If you unsubscribe and maybe resubscribe, sometimes that helps. Just make sure you have the notification bell that says all notifications clicked. And I appreciate everybody who appreciates me. You guys are awesome. You guys are the reason that I'm here and I'm doing this right now. So, is this presser tomorrow, or this hearing tomorrow? That would be Mountain Time, correct? So 11:30 Mountain Time. 11 o'clock Mountain Time. So that would be 1 o'clock Eastern. Okay, so 1 o'clock Eastern tomorrow. I'll see you guys here. Probably a little bit before then. They said they will show the hearing live on YouTube. Oh, okay. They didn't know what channel though, right? I'll find out. And I love you too, Shelly. I will see you guys then tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, 11 Mountain, for Chad Daybell's hearing. And if it's on YouTube, we'll try to show it for you. All right, you guys, have a great rest of your night. I know this is awful news. Nothing that we all wanted for an outcome, you know, to have this on our minds. But you know, think of the families and say prayers for the families tonight, because no matter what their beliefs are, and no matter how wacky or out there we think they are, they still have love for these kids. And I think that, you know, these families need lots of prayers, because this is crazy and it's not going to let up for them anytime soon. It's going to be very, very hard. So I want to just leave it there, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night, guys. Thank you to my mods, and thank you for everyone for joining. Bye-bye.